Welcome, cooks, to the Recipe Vault. Today, I pulled out cherry cobbler out of our recipe, handwritten recipe collection. We are going to be making a batter. We're going to be making a cherry filling, as you will. We're going to be baking this in the oven. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We hope, right? Join us to see how this recipe is in the Recipe Vault. Welcome to the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. Okay, so if you haven't joined us for the Recipe Vault in the past, I have a huge collection of handwritten recipes. They are recipe card boxes, like, you know, a lot of people used to do these recipe boxes. A lot of people now don't do these handwritten recipes. So when you get these, they're usually classic recipes, a lot of them from the 70s and the 80s. So I pulled cherry cobbler out of that box. So we're going to try this recipe. We're bringing it back to life today, and we're going to see how this is. I have this beautiful black, shiny black KitchenAid Classic Plus. This is a great mixer for doing like basic jobs like this. So we're going to put in a half a stick of butter. We're going to start by making like a little bit of a cake batter. So cobblers can be different things to different people, and everybody will argue about what a cobbler is. I really don't care about those arguments. If you're gonna make a pie kind of cobbler, a batter kind of cobbler, or you're gonna drop biscuits on the top, I don't care. It all tastes delicious. So we have our butter in here. We're gonna add some sugar, and we're going to cream this mixture. So creaming is just taking your stand mixer, hand mixer, or even if you're doing it by hand, and whipping that baby with the sugar, butter and sugar. Because as you whip it, or beat it, it becomes light and fluffy. It kind of changes to a lighter color, and that becomes the base of whatever you're making. Okay, it's looking good. So I have some flour. I'm going to put some baking powder in here. What's interesting is this doesn't list salt. So I'm putting a little salt because I kind of think it needs it. For the batter. I don't know why they don't have salt. Maybe that's just missing off the recipe. So we're going to put a little bit of the flour. We're going to go alternate with the milk. I'm using almond milk, so we'll see how that comes out. Milk. The amount of milk they have is not nearly enough, so. Okay, so I thought the proportion was off a little bit. It just needs to be spreadable into the pan. So I think that's what we have now. So I added just a slight bit of milk in there. I don't know if it's because I'm using almond milk. Maybe the almond milk, the consistency is a little different than regular milk. So that could be it. But I brought it to like this consistency. Okay, so here I have an enameled cast iron pan. This is a Staub. They suggested using a 9x9, but you know, I gotta be extra. So I'm gonna butter up this baby. Butter up the baby. How about that, Boo? You like it?
I think I like it a lot better once it has
got butter in there.
Yummy stuff in there.
We're going to put our batter in here. It's not a lot of batter. I don't know if you're using a big skillet, like double this or something. just going to scrape this off to get all that batter. And we're going to spread it out. Yummy. Let me get the oven on, and we're going to make the cherry filling. So the recipe says to use a 1-pound can of red tart cherries, right?
Oh, that's not happening.
The size of the cans have changed because this can, it's red tart cherries, whole pitted cherries and water is 14.5 ounces. So we lost.
1.5.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and strain these without staining anything around here. They've been pitted. I've never used canned cherries before. I use frozen, but I've never used canned. So we're going to go ahead and add our cherries to this bowl so we can mix them.
Make sure you get every little bit, Boo.
What? Oh, gosh.
Hey, we're short.
So that's what canned cherries look like. We're going to go ahead and add some cherry juice to this. Cherry juice. We're going to add some sugar. And we're going to add some salt. We're going to go ahead and mix this up. This is kind of liquidy. So we'll see what happens. Is it going to be a good cobbler? And now it says to pour this over here. So that's what we're going to do. See what happens. I need to spread these cherries out because I got them all on one side. So we're going to put this in the oven at 350 for like 40 minutes. That's what it says. And when it comes out, we'll be back. Okay, so this is out of the oven and it's looking kind of dandy. It didn't totally like brown a lot. I don't know. Maybe when we taste this, there's not enough sugar in that batter. I don't know. We'll see. So let's serve this up and take a taste. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and scoopy here. That looks delicious. We're going to go ahead and put it here. And a little scoopy whoopy. And we're going to come here. So here you go, Boo.
Thank you, Boo.
You're welcome. I'm just going to get myself a little scoopy whoopy. With all that liquid. Okay, so let's take a taste of this recipe vault. So this is kind of interesting. I've never used these canned cherries before. Delicious. They are tart cherries.
Tart cherries, but the cobbler's sweet.
I probably would up the sugar in the batter. There's not a lot of like juicy liquid to it. I would kind of like a little bit more. I don't exactly know how to achieve that though. I achieved it with my berry cobbler. This is tasty though. Pair with a little whipped cream or some ice cream. Tastes pretty good. So Recipe Vault, thank you for another great dish. Tasty. I'm off to finish this cherry cobbler. Thanks for joining me.